Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, homage to the Perfect One, the Supremely Awakened One, the Buddha. Homage to the well-proclaimed, the noble teachings. Homage to the holy order of the enlightened disciples of the Blessed One. Salutation to our most beloved teacher, Bada Bhanteji. Salutation to Kassa Bhante and the Bhikkhu Sangha here. Dear venerable monks, Upasakas and Upasikas, very hearty greetings and welcome to all of you to this wonderful Dhamma program. Those who are attending here, and also we have the students, the participants from the comprehensive course in Buddhism. We welcome every one of you for this, yet another beautiful, a meaningful Sunday. So once again, welcome to everyone. And we will now start this session. Pankajji, we will start now.
Yes, Bhante. Thank you very much, Bhante. Namo Buddhaya. I welcome all the students of Comprehensive Course on Buddhism to today's session. This is week 7, session 2. And we are continuing with our main topic of upholding the Dhamma in family, society, and community. Our topic for the day is no dogmas or blind belief. Investigate the teacher himself. And we will be covering Vimamsak Sutta from Majjhima Nikaya. When Venerable Bhante Jnana Rakhita is not available for the day, and Bhante Ananda would be taking up the topic for the day. As usual, we will start the session with asking for the forgiveness. Ukasavandami bhante dvaratayena maya kattam sabba paradham khamatu me bhante dutiyampi ukasavandami bhante dvaratayena maya kattam sabba paradham khamatu me bhante Tatyampi okasa vandami bhante dvaratayena maya kattang sabba aparadham khamatu me bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante.
Namo Buddhaya to one and all. I am here in Mahabodhi Dhammaduta Buddha Vihara, our meditation center in Narsipura. We have a 2 days seminar here, Dhamma seminar, with a group of people coming from KGF. Our Buddha Pala Bhanteji came yesterday with 51 people
from KGF, and since yesterday we are all studying the Dhamma, practicing the different meditations and lot of discussion intensely. So I welcome once again all the KGF members, and just I would like to show, yeah, here are our yes. So today we are connected to so many people around the world. Today the topic is a very, very important topic. This topic is the spirit of inquiry. This spirit of free inquiry, or what we can say is wise inquiry, exists only in the teachings of the Buddha. Why I emphasized in the meditation to observe breath, in breath as in breath, out breath as out breath, the mind starts inclining towards seeing reality instead of going by concepts. We have wonderful suttas taught by our Supreme Buddha. The suttas which explain how we have to go towards reality. One of the problems that we face is with our blind devotion and blind faith in some person or some deity, some god or goddess, or emptiness, or in nature, or this or that. Some object is kept and blind devotion is expressed, and with that blind devotion we create our views, and then we are caught up in the net of views. So that is how we are bonded, no more free. These views are based on our perceptions. And when we perceive things, that is the time we have to perceive correctly. If we perceive wrongly, then we hold on to these views in a wrong way whole life. If you perceive, for example, green as green, then it is true. But if you perceive green as red, then that will be wrong perception. And if you hold that wrong perception whole life, you will be acting or reacting based on that perception. Similarly, the views about everything, views about life especially, views about happiness and suffering, this is what our Supreme Buddha tells us. Sammaditthi, the very first factor of the Noble Eightfold Path is Sammaditthi, right understanding. And this right understanding, why he put it in the beginning? Because if that right understanding, right view is not there, then all others, thoughts, speech, actions, everything goes wrong. So this right understanding, please give some thought to this, why it is on the top, right understanding. Today we will take up, that is Vimamsaka Sutta is there. But I was also told to explain about Kalama Sutta, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Bante. Yeah.
But on the poster, it was announced only Vimangsaka Sutta. Anyway, I will try to tell both. Huh?
Yes, Bante.
Kalama Sutta. Kalama Sutta was taught by the Buddha in a place called Kesaputta village in Kosala. The Buddha was traveling and he had reached this place called Kesaputta. There the people were called Kalamas. These people heard about the Blessed Lord. Here comes the second son, Gautama. And his fame is spread around the world as fully enlightened Buddha, as Arahant, as Vijacharana Sampanna, Sugata, Lokavidu, knower of everything, and the supreme guide. The 9 qualities that we recite, that used to be popular fame of the Buddha. So now these Kalamas, they thought, oh, let us go to see such an enlightened person and let us have some discussion and solve some of our doubts. So they decided and they go to the Blessed Buddha, and some of them pay homage, some of them just do namaskara like this, some of them tells, I am so-and-so clan and so-and-so gotra. Like that, they introduce themselves. Some of them maybe they didn't have much faith, so they just sat down without doing anything. So like that, we can see the different people having different approaches towards the Buddha. Now, when they sat, they told, oh Bhagwan, here some teacher comes, some Sramana comes, some Brahmana comes, and they give some teachings. And when they give teachings, they say, this alone is right, this alone is truth, the rest are false. They despise others, they look down upon others. So this is the attitude of some teachers. And then another teacher will come, and that teacher also will teach something, and he will claim that he is the right and others are wrong. Now we are confused. We are confused exactly whom to believe, whom to accept and whom to reject. So, Lord Buddha, can you please guide us in this sense, in this issue, how we have to manage? Then the Buddha said, of course it is so. Of course, O Kalamas, it is natural that you have this doubt, because somebody is telling to accept my teaching, other teacher will come and tell, accept my teaching. I am only the right one. I am the best one. So this what can we say? This is like a marketing in the supermarket, that my product is the best. So naturally, the Buddha said, you get these doubts. Then the Buddha makes this statement, very, very important statement. He says, do not go by legends. Do not go by reports. Do not go by legends. Do not go by traditions. My tradition tells like this, so I have to believe it. You see? Now this is a very, very unprecedented teaching that the Supreme Buddha has given. Do not go by scriptures, holy scriptures, saying that, oh, this is our holy scripture and it is, nobody can say against it and I have to believe it. No, the Buddha said, don't go by scriptures. Don't go by certain logical conjecture. Somebody tries to explain in a logical way this and that, and you feel, it seems so, right? The Buddha says, no, don't go by that also. Don't accept. Or inference. Somebody will explain you, oh, because of this, because of that, you see, this is how it happens. Some kind of inference. Don't go by that. And don't go by agreement through pondering views. Don't go by probabilities. Maybe like this. Huh? Not by probability, you have to accept something. Or by the thought that, oh, this is my teacher. And I have reverence in this teacher, so I should accept whatever this teacher tells. Don't go by even that. You see? When Lord Buddha is telling all these things, what is the mental state? You should be a truth seeker. Be a truth seeker, honest, simple truth seeker. Not going by all these kinds of conditions. These conditions can be wrong. And once those things condition your mind, then you are holding those views whole life and acting accordingly. The Buddha is the supremely compassionate teacher. He wants us to open our hearts, our minds to truth. That's why our practice, all our meditation practice, all the Shila practice, wisdom practice, whatever you take, they are based on truth. If Lord Buddha says, practice non-violence, don't kill living beings, it is not a dogma. It is not an object of belief that we have to just follow it. The Buddha says it brings suffering. Suffering to yourself and suffering to others. And that can be proved. You try to harm others, you become angry, you become cruel, and then what is the state of the mind? That is surely unsatisfactory state of the mind. So, you see, the Buddha's teachings are practical, based on truth, based on purpose, and the purpose is happiness. Purpose is freedom from suffering. Purpose is bringing happiness and well-being In the society, when we produce goodness in ourselves, then we can share that goodness with others, and that is how we grow together, and ultimately enlightenment, freedom from this wheel of birth and death and suffering and karma and struggles, conflicts, all these things. So Lord Buddha tells now to the Kalamas, "O Kalamas, don't go by all these traditions and this and scriptures and all sorts of logics and reasonings and debates and probabilities and all these things. When you know for yourself that these qualities are unwholesome, these qualities are blameworthy, these qualities are criticized by the wise. The wise means the enlightened Buddha and Arahants. These qualities, when adopted and carried out, lead to harm, to suffering. If such qualities are there, you should just abandon them, throw them, reject them. So what are these qualities? Then the Buddha explains very nicely, in a very simple way. He says, what do you think, O Kalamas? When greed arises in a person, does it arise for welfare or for harm? They say, oh Bhagwan, it is for the harm. If greed arises, is there any one greed which has brought satisfaction? The moment greed is there in your heart, it means you are dissatisfied, you want more. Similarly, hatred. So the Buddha says, oh Lord, they say, the Buddha asked whether greed is for harm or welfare. They say it is for harm, Lord. And this greedy person, overcome by greed, his mind possessed by greed, kills living beings, takes what is not given, he breaks Shila, goes after another person's wife, tells lies, and induces others to do wrong things, all of which will bring only long-term suffering and harm. Isn't it so? They say yes. This is it is not that it is right or truth because Lord Buddha said. It is experience of one and all. When greed is there, mind is not satisfied. It is dissatisfied state. And with that greed, they do all these harms. Similarly, Lord Buddha asks about hatred. What do you think about hatred? Same thing. And what do you think about delusion, ignorance? That is also harmful. So now greed, hatred, ignorance. These are the real harmful factors. And this has to be abandoned. The Buddha said, just give them up because they bring only suffering. And then the Buddha tells about wholesome. That which is wholesome, you should. That which is wholesome, you should practice it. Because wholesome things bring happiness. Wholesome things brings you welfare to others and oneself and not harm. So what are these wholesome factors? Non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Now look at the way the Buddha gives us freedom. You understand these things yourself. The responsibility is on you. Not accept because anybody is telling, or when it is written somewhere in holy book, or any tradition tells, or anything. You go by your own experience and understanding. So that which is greed, hatred, ignorance based, that brings suffering and bondage. Give up. That which is based on opposites, generosity, loving kindness, and wisdom, that brings happiness and welfare and happiness. So that is what you have to practice. Then the Buddha says, further, the Buddha says, that's why I say, oh, Kalamas, don't go by reports and legends, scriptures and traditions, logical arguments and inference, or by analogies and agreement through pondering views or probability, or by thinking, oh, this is my teacher. Today is Teacher's Day, huh? But the Buddha is cautioning, when you are taking somebody as your teacher, you should be really, really careful. So test yourself with what is really harmful and really good. Then only you go by that, you follow that. Blindly accepting somebody is dangerous, and blindly rejecting somebody is also dangerous. When you reject or accept blindly, that ignorance is there, or greed is there, or hatred is there. You should have courage to see the truth. Only courageous people can face the truth, see the truth, go into the crux of the matter, and open and see. And very unbiased, with perfect balance of mind, without any prejudice. Most of the time, what we are seeing in the world is prejudice. They are so much prejudiced, already prejudged. They prejudge that it has to be like this or not like that, and then they hold on to that view. So prejudice has harmed so much. This fanaticism is because of that, holding on to dogmas. Huh? Once somebody is fanatic, they go to any extent to harm oneself and others. So we don't need to discuss about that, because day and night you are seeing and hearing them. So the Buddha tells, this is how you have to inquire. So this is the Lord Buddha's greatest gift to us, freedom. We are allowed to ask, we are allowed to test. We are not holding to this thought or that thought, this religion or that religion, accepting or rejecting blindly. We are asked to ponder, question, experience. What a great, great, great blessing. Unbelievable blessing, dear Upasakas and Upasikas. You don't know the bliss of this freedom of the mind that the Buddha has given. Otherwise, people are caught up. So many people come, they learn about Buddhism and they appreciate Buddhism, but somewhere they are dragged, somewhere they are held back. On one hand, they have no courage. You see, somebody who is absolute truth seeker, they may overcome the problems and hold on to this truth. But many people are bound. So difficult. There may be religious bondages. There may be caste bondages. There may be political bondages, economic bondages, ideological bondages, personality bondages, so many bondages. To come out of that needs a very honest inquiry. Honesty is the word. Sakko vujucha sujucha. The Buddha says, no, be straightforward and honest in your truth inquiry. Then the Buddha tells about 4 Brahma Viharas. The Buddha tells Kalamas, develop this metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, altruistic joy, seeing good in others, rejoicing in others' good, and upekha, equanimity. You see how the Buddha, he tells about how to be reasoning, how to be an inquirer. But when you become an inquirer, you become an intellectual, you become too much intellectual. So the Buddha balances that with the 4 Brahma Viharas. Have this metta, then you will have correct approach for welfare of others. Metta, karuna, mudita, and upekha. What a combination of wisdom, intellect, and emotion. These two always the Buddha explained to balance. And further, he explains, he tells the Kalamas, when you are doing this, when you are following in this way, and when you are following, overcoming this unwholesome and developing wholesome, there are 4 solaces, four satisfactions that you can have in your life. And what is the satisfaction? First satisfaction. The first satisfaction is if there is rebirth after death, somewhere I am going to land. Then if you have lived a good life, greed-less, hate-less, ignorance-less life, then be assured that I will land in good place because I have lived good life. That is one satisfaction. But some people don't believe in rebirth. They say, oh, there is nothing after death, and or at least I don't know what happens. For that, the Buddha says there is another solace, satisfaction. If you follow the path of goodness, then at least you know that, at least my actions are not wrong. They are good actions. And in this present life itself, I am satisfied that I am a good fellow. And I am free from hostility, ill will, and trouble. What a beautiful satisfaction that you can get in your life. Just imagine what is that you want to get in life, this satisfaction. Then the third satisfaction, the third solace that the Buddha says is I have not harmed anybody. I have not willed to cause harm to anyone. Having done no evil action, from where will suffering come to me? That confidence will come in you. Huh? And then the fourth satisfaction is, when I have not done any evil, then I can assume that I am pure. So like this, you will have satisfaction of the mind. Don't we need this satisfaction? At the end of the life, if you are on the deathbed, either you are worried about future, if you accept rebirth, in that case you are satisfied, you are assured, you are feeling good that you will have good birth because you have done good things. If you have no belief in rebirth, then at least you will think, in this life I have lived good life. I have not done any harm to anybody. You see, this satisfaction, this solace will come to the truth seeker. So this is Kalama Sutta, unprecedented in the history of the mankind, that our supreme compassionate Buddha gave this kind of freedom to us. But along with freedom comes responsibility. You just can't go and shout and tell and put down somebody that, oh, you are wrong, this and that all. That nonsense will not help. You have to be very, very honest. What is right, what is wrong? What is right, you practice that. What is wrong, you give up. So this is the bliss of freedom. And this freedom puts us, this responsibility puts us on the right path. This is another important aspect of Lord Buddha's teachings here. Then quickly we will see this Vimamsa Sutta about inquiry. Be an inquirer. Say you are in this sutta, this is from Majjhima Nikaya. In this sutta, the Buddha says, you can't read the minds of others. Most of the people don't have that capacity to read the minds of others. In that case, how are you going to understand me? How are you going to understand a Tathagata? Because when we are taking Buddha as our teacher, we have to inquire, we have to know. No blind faith in any teacher. Just because that teacher is famous and have thousands or lakhs of following and makes a big crowd and all those things. No. The Buddha says, you have to inquire the teacher before accepting. So when we are accepting our Supreme Buddha as our teacher, so the Buddha says, you have to inquire the Tathagata. Then the bhikkhus told, oh Bhagwan, our faith, our understanding, everything is rooted in your teachings. We don't know how to understand the Tathagata. That is true. We don't understand our own mind or even our family people, near, dear ones. Normal people, normal human beings, so difficult to understand. What to talk of understanding Tathagata. But the Buddha is compassionate. The Buddha, out of great kindness, he only gave. Okay, then I will tell you how you have to inquire the Tathagata, how you have to check the teacher. Two things you have to see. One is that which is seen and that which is heard. Either you see with your own eyes that this Buddha, the Tathagata, is doing anything wrong, or is he doing anything good, or you hear from the people who has seen him. So what do you see? Entire life of the Buddha. If you see every minute of his life, what he has done, what he has spoken, we cannot see his mind, but at least we can see what he does, or we can hear what he tells. Not one small, tiny dot of unwholesome. Is there any one unwholesome in the life of the Buddha? No. So this gives us confidence. Here is the person who is absolutely without any blemish, without any corruption, without any wrong, without any negativity. So this is how we have to see. Look with your eyes and hear with your ears. So that is the way you have to check. Okay, you will see that, oh, Buddha has only good things, good things, good things. But you may feel sometimes, maybe there is little bit mixed up things, little bit good, little bit bad, something like that. Then once again you inquire. You inquire, oh, is the Buddha, the Supreme Tathagata is mixed with different qualities? Then also you will see that no, the Tathagata is absolutely pure. His actions, physical actions, his verbal actions, not even one small action of violence. Have you ever seen in this entire Tripitaka or you have heard whether the Buddha was angry? Anytime the Buddha was greedy? Anytime the Buddha was upset? No. But on the other hand, whoever has seen the supremely enlightened Buddha, what they have seen? Only purity, only goodness in Buddha's conduct, his teaching, his life, and everything. So this gives us confidence. Yes, here is the teacher. We are not going by some kind of hearsay, some stories, some miraculous stories, some impressive stories. No. And another way he says is, you find out if this Tathagata is for long time, he is in wholesome, in good, or just for temporary, for time being he is appearing good and not all the time good. Because many times pretensions are there. Some teachers will pretend very nicely, they show off their beautiful part, but inside they are corrupted. And then when you see on the other time, they are different. So is it like that? No. The Buddha, if you inquire, every minute, 24 hours, that purity is shining from his heart, his mind, his whole being. Wherever the Lord Buddha has gone, everywhere only peace descended. Everywhere calmness, happiness, joy, not just for human beings, even for animals and birds and insects and creatures and devas and nagas and everybody. Wherever the Lord Buddha went, only abhaya, abhaya, abhaya. For miles together, all beings became free from fear and danger. So that is the power of the Supreme Tathagata. So if you see, it is not for short time, but for all the time. That is the experience of the teacher, our Supreme Buddha. And then the Buddha tells how to inquire further. You check whether your teacher is after name and fame. Name and fame and glory. Whether he is doing all these good things for the sake of name and fame and glory. Then you will see that when you see the Tathagata, oh, Tathagata has gone beyond that. What name and fame? Human beings have praised. Kings and queens and royals have praised. Intelligent people have praised. Simple people have praised. Poor people have praised. Rich people have praised. And Devas have praised. Brahmas have praised. Sakka, Indra, and all these devas, Mahabrahma, they all stood with folded hands holding the umbrellas, but nothing could shake our Supreme Buddha's mind. Absolute balance and compassion, equal compassion for all beings, not for fame or renown that he did this, but for the purpose of compassion to free living beings from suffering. That was the only intention and motivation of our Supreme Buddha. So isn't it right reason that we take Tathagata as our teacher? Then the Buddha further tells, is our teacher really pure permanently? That means, is this greed, hatred, ignorance, they are gone permanently or temporarily? Then looking at Buddha's life, you will see that they are gone permanently. He has gone beyond all those things. And the Buddha's compassion that you can see in all situations. The Tathagata, the Buddha tells that Tathagata is among good people, he is balanced. Bad people, he is balanced. Hateful people, he is balanced. Loving people, he is balanced in all situations. So that is our supreme teacher. The Buddha is unaffected by all those things. If he had any of these negativities, he would have been shaken and he would not be balanced. Then the Buddha tells, still if you have any doubts, you should ask the Tathagata directly questions. And that is what so many people have done. And in Tripitaka, we come to see. And when you listen to the Dhamma, you will understand, this is the right Dhamma. So that's why this is right teacher. So this is the basis on which we develop faith. And this faith is not blind faith, but this faith is securely based on real inquiry and understanding. So this is the spirit of inquiry. The Buddha tells in Vimamsaka Sutta, inquirer, be an inquirer, truth seeker, blind, not blind follower or blind rejecter. Both are blind. Be a truth seeker. So with this, I conclude. We will have just a few minutes, less than 5 minutes for question and answers.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Bhante, for this wonderful Dhamma Desna. I have opened up the forum for question and answers. So please go ahead and type in your question. Bhante, the first question is yoga also part of Buddhism?
Is yoga?
Yoga, yes, Bhante.
I don't know what kind of yoga that person is referring to. Nowadays, yoga means meditation. Yoga means developing the mind. Yoga ve jayati bhuri, ayoga bhuri sankhayo, Lord Buddha says. Through meditation, your wisdom develops. Without meditation, it wanes. So yoga means meditation. Yoga means when you hook your mind to truth. Yoga means yoking, connecting. So in Buddhist sense, yoga means when we see the truth, when we are seeing in-breath as in-breath, out-breath as out-breath, already we are doing yoga. So that is yoga in the sense of developing the mind. But if you think yoga as physical exercise, that is up to you as per your needs. Of course, your body needs exercise, different kinds of exercises. So if you do yoga and keep your health, good health, that is very good. But that is not the first step. If that physical exercise is what is meant. Every moment we have to develop our mind. Yes, meditation, if you say, then yes, meditation is very important step, first step.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, the next question is, how do we know for ourselves whether we are doing the practice correctly? We are doing the meditation correctly. How do we do?
Yes. When we are practicing meditation, how do we know that whether we are progressing in right direction? You see, some checks you can do on your own mind. You find out whether your mindfulness is increasing in all aspects of your life, in daily life. If you are mindful when you are speaking, when you are doing works, maybe initially, even if you are mindful 10 times a day, 20 times a day, that already shows you are improving. And then it increases and increases. So mindfulness is one thing. Second is how much of patience you have got. You check with your patience. Third is how much of loving kindness you get again and again. These are some of the yardsticks. And another yardstick is how much of gratitude. When people help you, small things, are you feeling happy and grateful to them? That gratitude is another very important yardstick of our progress. So like this, and then you will see yourself when somebody is telling something, you will understand it correctly. So that is another mark of progress. This is wholesome, this is unwholesome. These things become very clear. Quickly you are able to identify, this is wholesome, this is unwholesome. So these are the checks you can do on your mind, and you will see that you are progressing. Sometimes even if you don't get to see them, no need to worry. You keep practicing for some more time, surely you will have some good results.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, the next one is, how do we understand that we are becoming pure and pure and getting wisdom developed? How do we know?
The purity and impurity are based on greed, hatred, ignorance. Greed, hatred, ignorance are the basic unwholesome roots, but along with that, they bring a whole lot of other unwholesome things like arrogance and jealousy and narrowness of mind and attachment, and all these unwholesome things come because of greed, hatred, and ignorance. So when your mind is becoming pure, that hatred is going. The first signs are that your hatred is going. Somebody is doing harm to you, you are able to forgive. Okay, be happy. I let go. Like that. And when you are when you see certain things and greed comes up, then you will see that no, satisfaction is another thing, and just getting things is another thing. So I can be satisfied. Sometimes you are in discomfort. You are like today here, we didn't have water, I think. A lot of problems with water issues here. So now such situations, then what is the state of mind if you can see, okay, I am peaceful, I am satisfied, I will manage to fix the problem, not getting upset. So these signs show that your mind is becoming pure and pure. And with wisdom, when it comes to wisdom, you understand wholesome as wholesome, unwholesome as unwholesome, more and more clearly, more and more often, and you start avoiding unwholesome and developing wholesome. And then that leads to understanding of honesty, understanding of respect for others and respect for elders, gratitude. These are all reflections of wisdom. And then understanding of impermanence, anicca will start.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, I'll take this one more question, Bhante. Vipassana meditation taught by Goenka ji is done by observing breath as well as on observing sensation on the body. But when meditation is done by Mahabodhi, they only do by observing breath. Please clear my doubt about this. Both are following Buddha's teaching.
This is question about meditation techniques. You see, there are so many techniques. What is Vipassana? In Mahabodhi also, we do. We observe breath, we observe sensation, we observe mind, we observe everything. You see, Vipassana means what? To see the truth as it is. To see the truth of what? Truth of mind and body. Because that's all you have got. You have the things before you to observe. So this body has to be understood. Mind has to be understood. For that, Lord Buddha has given 4 satipatthanas. Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana. All the 4, body observation, sensation observation, mind observation, and mental objects observation. All the 4 are absolutely necessary for enlightenment. You cannot give up one and just hold on to another. And all the 4 are like connected. You start with one, other 3 will come. You start with this, other 3 will come. And the Buddha has taught different ways, different methods. But ultimately we have to understand the body, the matter, how it is changing. The mind, how it is changing. What is mind and what is matter? The truth of matter, the truth of mind. So this is the real inquiry and our search and experience. So there are different methods, different teachers have realized, they became realized, enlightened, they gained much wisdom through different methods. There are so many methods, but ultimately they boil down to these 4. Which one you emphasize more is different matter. But a time will come when all the 4 are practiced. You have to practice and experience. So that is Vipassana, that is wisdom. And you will see mind, matter, how they are conditioned. And the law of karma, wholesome karma, unwholesome karma, cause of suffering, cause of happiness. These things are Vipassana. With that, mind becomes pure. Greed is gone, hatred is gone, ignorance is gone, enlightenment arises. So it is the same 4 Satipatthana, whether Goenka-ji teaches or other Vipassana teachers teach. So it is skillful means that we have to use. There is nothing right or wrong. There are different skillful means to practice 4 Satipatthanas.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, if you allow me, I just wanted to take this last one, Bhante. So this is about Upekha, Bhante, equanimity. How do we live in equanimity or live without reacting all the time when we are in society or being part of the society?
This equanimity is of two levels. One is equanimity of Brahma Vihara, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. You see that equanimity we have to develop, we have to see the realities of life. When we see the realities of life, Loka Dhamma, that is dualities of the life. Life is made up of sukha and dukkha, ninda, prasamsa, labha, and loss, alabha, and all these dualities. So in this situation, we have to remain equanimous. For that, we have to contemplate, we have to do equanimity meditation, just like Metta Bhavana we do, Upekha Bhavana we have to do like that. And we see that this world is filled with dualities, extremes. I will remain calm. When I am praised, I am calm. When I am blamed, I am calm. If I get success, I am calm. If I lose, I am calm, because I know I may gain or I may lose. So this kind of contemplation, if you do on Loka Dhamma, and then you can maintain equanimity. In daily life, we face Loka Dhamma so much. At deeper level, at wisdom level, equanimity as vipassana equanimity, that will take us deeper. That will take us to the level of mind and matter. Matter is changing, mind is changing. It is conditioned. They are arising conditionally, remaining conditionally, passing away conditionally. So much of condition. They are all sankhata, conditioned things, sankharas. So when you maintain equanimity with this understanding of anicca, that they are coming only to pass away, so no meaning in fighting with that, holding on to them. Just let go. Then that is vipassana equanimity, bhojjhanga upekha, upekha bhojjhanga becomes stronger and stronger, and you will see everything in the universe is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So mind becomes equanimous. So you practice this contemplation on the dualities of life. Sit and remember labhe, alabhe, ayashe, yasecha, ninda, prasamsa, sukhe, dukkhe, all these loka dhammas. And then you tell to yourself, I am going to face these things in daily life. I will remain calm. So like that, develop your mind. Huh?
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much, Bhante. We are grateful to you, Bhante. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Buddhadatta Bhanteji and Upasaka Pankajji, for organizing this comprehensive course on Buddhism for this 3 months workshop period. And you have managed these wonderful talks and discourses. So many people are getting benefited. And by sharing some Dhamma with you, I also learn. Hearing also learn. Teaching also learn. Teaching is the best way of learning. So I'm grateful to all of you. I wish you all the best, and paying homage to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and all the venerable monks. I wish one and all happiness. Sukhino bhavantu. Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.